also youth and sports. Just before the break, distinguished senator, we talked briefly about the emolument of National Assembly. I'd like to ask you to respond to this. There are suggestions that National Assembly members should serve on part-time basis to reduce some of this overhead we talk about. And I'd also like to ask you, Ariafe Babala at one time described politics in Nigeria as the most lucrative business. I'd like your responses to those two things.
Well, I don't know whether it is lucrative or not. All I know that I'm here to serve my people and I'm serving them, and I don't know what kind of business venture that I'm just floated to either ascertain that it is lucrative or it is not lucrative. I'm not. I don't think that's very charitable. That's not very charitable because I want to ask a question. I want everybody to point to me. Somebody who has been in the House of Representatives, once or twice, or Senate, and has left. Who, after, maybe 1 year after, is living so large that we need to just, who has not even made it before coming to the National Assembly. But coming to the National Assembly, maybe as a poor man or a poor woman. Then after 1 year, then he was in the National Assembly, then he left after 4 years, and he still is very, very affluent. So somebody, I think our constituents at home, Nigerians should point to one to me. I don't think I've ever seen. So if it is not lucrative, there's no way you will be in a place where you have made billions, where it is so lucrative, so to say, and you just leave. Few months after, you will now become broke. It means that there's one and done somewhere. So I found that kind of lucrative wealth that person has amassed. Then secondly, the issue of being one time. You know, like I said, we Nigerians, there are things we should be talking about. In America, they have by camera national assembly. I don't part-time. In Europe, I don't. In UK, I don't part-time. In France,
can't we adopt a system that
works? No. Let me.
And mix with current reality.
I'm just coming. So it is only Nigeria that there is a current reality, and that current reality is only on the National Assembly. That is one. Then number two is that the judiciary can be on part-time too. A judge in the court doesn't need to be going to the court every day. It can be on part-time, and then when he has city, he will just come and take his city allowance. Yes, a minister can be a part-time. It's not the director that is running. It's not the person who is going to drive caterpillar that is going to do roads. It can be on part-time. Even a president can be on part-time because it's not babysitting in presidential villa. A governor is not babysitting in the government house. It's just to run government. He can even run government on telephone. So everybody can be on part-time. So why it is only the National Assembly that will be on part-time? And then they even saying this, we have 220 million people, so to say. We have 400 of, that's 360 and 109, 469 legislators. In UK, what's the population? 53 million. There are 570 legislators. In France, they have more than that. There are about 48 million people. Yes, in France. Apart from having EU legislators of more than 700, they have them. So it is only here that it is the National Assembly that should just face the Golgotha always. It is only here. So like the other time when we were passing the issue of ministers or whatever, in South Africa, 63 billion of them, they have 100 and I think they have about 112 ministers. In Nigeria, we have 46 ministers. It is not that is taking the real money. What is budget? No, let me tell you. Okay, what is budget of National Assembly? National Assembly before now used to be 105 billion out of 32 trillion. What's the percentage? Currently, National Assembly budget is about 295 billion. Out of 35 trillion. What percentage? It's not up to 1%. And that's an arm of government. And that money, National Assembly has never gone back to government to ask for further funds, to ask for supplementary budget. National Assembly has never done that one. They have made use of only what comes to them. And the judiciary is having almost the same amount. And then in the National Assembly, it is not only the legislators that are here. Maybe if legislators are not here, not less than 50,000 Nigerians will be unemployed. Look at, I've told you, those people that are working in my office alone, it's not only in my office, in all offices, in about 500 offices in the National Assembly. Now we now have the bureaucrats here, we have the technocrats here who are working up to the level of director and even above director. All of them are here because the National Assembly members are here. So when we go on part-time, they too we go on part-time, they will go on contract. They will not be here. So now, are you now going to cut your nose because you want to spite your face? I mean, because you don't like Yemi Adaramodu is a National Assembly member. So you want to sack 50,000 Nigerians and throw them into the unemployment bucket. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? So why are we so particular about National Assembly members? That takes 0.103% of the budget of Nigeria, which is very significant. Why are you particular about that? Why are you not particular about the executive that takes about 98% of it? Be querying them, be asking questions. Be asking questions from a minister who will be going on the road with 8 vehicles. Personal drivers who employs his own house helps, who goes around with his own vehicles, who is not giving official security, because so many people don't know. They don't give us official security. You have to go and source. A senator is not given, a rep member is not given. You have to source. It's on personal distance. So now, when you go into the convoy of the minister, who you have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You are not talking. Is there any time that you have ever seated a governor down and asked, what is your salary? Or you ask from a councillor, what is your salary? Or you ask from a local government chairman, what is your salary? Why is it the National Assembly member you are treating like kids, like kittens? Do you run democracy without the parliament? That is confusion. It is the parliament that makes democracy, because that is the balance of the public. So it is not the executive or the judiciary that they call democracy. If you have a president without the parliament, what is that one? It's either you are running an oligarchy. You are running an oligarchy. Abba, why is it? It's only the National Assembly members that people have access to call them that I'm doing naming ceremony. My wife have just put to bed. I cannot complete my children's school fees. It's only the National Assembly members. So who will be doing? And that's very funny. Direct their queries, their abuses, assembly. That is when I will say we are talking. Not whether National Assembly is part-time, whether National Assembly is this and that. I've told you, countries, 1/4 the population of Nigeria, they have more National Assembly members, more lawmakers than Nigeria, and they are on full time. So is it 283 billion naira out of 48 trillion naira that makes Nigeria poor? When we are in a country where we have just discovered that one person has built 753 duplexes Is that not more than the whole budget of the National Assembly? Is that not more than it? So where do you leave the thieves that you are running after the villains? Why? Go and measure the amount that would have gone into that kind of estate. Is it not more than the annual budget of the National Assembly? Is it only the National Assembly? So when you remove 283 billion out of 48 trillion, trillion, and that's all. Salaries, emoluments, and everything, all these things that you are crying about, you are shouting about, that National Assembly are taking, like they are taking car, they are taking motorcycle, they are taking fly boat. It's not that somebody else is buying it from outside, and then no vehicle belongs to a senator or House of Representative member. Okay, what vehicles, what brand of vehicles are they using in the ministries as official vehicles? Is it Toyota Camry? Huh? Is it Toyota Camry? Is it Volkswagen? Is it Peugeot 604? Is it not the same Jeep? Is it not the same Jeep? Why is that of the National Assembly so pertinent? So I don't know. So Nigerians should be ready to ask the questions that can give them answers. And we now know the questions that can give us answers. And part of the questions that can give us answers is that, my brother, when you talk of governance, when you talk of politics, when you talk of character, when you talk of value, when you talk of ethics, you understand that it is garbage in, garbage out. It is these people that are out there who will not obey ordinary traffic lights that will become chairman of local government. It is the same people who are there, who are even lecturers, who will not pass any student that is female unless that person come and sleep with him, that will become ministers. It is the same person who is there, who is a petrol attendant, who will adjust or try to manipulate, that will now become counselors. It's the same set of people. It's the same set of people. So all of us, we have to reorientate ourselves personally. We have to. Because I will not tell you that there are no bad eggs, even in politics, like in business, like in teaching profession, like in bank. They are they not? They are. Like I usually advise the NNC. Yes, it is not only the government workers that you should be protecting. Protect those ones that are private business jobs. In the banks today, 80% of their staff are on contract, and these are young graduates. They don't regularize them, and the NLC knows, and they have never gone to any bank to picket them over this. They should protect those young workers who have been used as slaves in those areas. These are areas, these are things that we should look at.
Now, let me ask you briefly before we go. How do we begin to build public trust in people, between the people and those in government?
Building public trust in people and the government is this. The media, first of all, do a very, very great soul session. That do we want a growing nation, or want a nation where we cannot start dividing? That if government is doing anything good, you must commend. If they are doing what is not good, you must condemn. Yes, that's supposed to be the principle at the start. But here, even when they do something that is good, you will still find reason. You may even say, it's his father's money. Yes, it's supposed to build road now. After all, the money is there. So you must comment that, oh, this is a good road. However,
the media are not doing
that. Yes, we are not doing that. I'm a media man. We are not doing that. We are not.
Oh, you're not seeing it?
I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it.
It doesn't mean it's not being done.
Yes. I'm not sure because I've not seen it. You only look for the negative side. Just put it there. Then, as if everybody in government, everybody's government is not, nobody's government is good. That is one. Then number two is that we Nigerians, we must not look at Nigeria as a platform. Let's not look at Nigeria as a country. If you ask a question from an average Nigerian, you say, I'm living in Nigeria, not that I'm a Nigerian. And we don't have an alternative. And those of us who are even talking, who are even criticizing, have always been saying it. If there are 200 people who want to vote in the polling unit, my brother, and there are 2 people that are contesting. One person is adjudged to be good, the other one is adjudged to be bad. Are you hearing me? Because we come from societies, we come from communities, we know people that are good and people that are not good, so to say. Now, out of 200 people that want to vote, 150 are behind the good person. Only 50 are behind the bad person. During the election, only 25 out of that 150 that are behind the good person go to the polling unit to vote. But all the 50 that are behind the bad person go to the polling unit to vote. When the result comes out, and they now say the bad person has gotten 50, the good person has gotten 25. The rest 125 that are not coming out, thinking that everybody will go and vote for, after all, it's a good man now we are facing. So that is why we are facing. So that is why when you have a president that has been duly elected, those of you who did not even participate in electing anybody, who did not even register at all, who registered and thought that maybe the voters card, maybe there's going to be an opportunity, they are going to ask that show your voters card before you can access an opportunity. That's the reason why some people have voters card. But who will now be giving fake results by 4 p.m. of an election day? So they are the ones who will never trust that person, either a governor, a senator, or a president that emerges. That is the major problem. Even when we have shored up our foreign reserve, we are no more using now the fuel that are bringing out, the barrel per day that we are bringing out is now about 2 million. You see, is that not to believe? Even though we'll be seeing it, the record every day or monthly, that the distributable amount to the 3 tiers of government is increasing. We will see growth over it, and no wonder that there was a time that we are distributing only 500 billion, and now we are distributing 1.4 trillion. They will still growth over it. They will not bother to talk about that one. Even when they say GDP has risen from 3.7 to 4.3, they like to believe the negative when it is down. So now that the Bureau of Statistics said is now up, and people will not believe it. And Bureau of Statistics is not government mouthpiece. When the statement has not even come from Azovila, the statement is not from a National Assembly. So, but by the time the Bureau of Statistics says that domestic inflation is rising, we will now talk. We will like it. We like to appear on television to talk about it gleefully, saying that this government is gone. This government is not doing anything. But by the time the GDP is adjudged to have increased, no, they don't believe in this figure. And they believe in the palace figure. They don't believe in the glorious figures. So that's where we are. Nigerians must have the belief in Nigeria itself. And now, lastly, that when you have a president or even a senator or even a governor, it's not going to be the last that will be in that state or in that country. So don't, because You don't like somebody that is somewhere. Now don't like your country. And now start saying all negative things about that your country. So if a councillor is going on the road, maybe he's driving, and then splashes water on a passerby, the passerby will say, this Nigeria is spoiled. Nigeria is in trouble. Because of a councillor, a whole Nigeria. A councillor from one Kutu somewhere, in no close place like that. They will use that councillor to judge me, to judge you, to judge everybody. So, until we know that all of us, we have obligations towards building a country of our own tree.
Let me ask you, just as a round up. You are the Senate Committee Chairman of Youth and Sport. The National Bureau of Statistics as at 2022 said about 53.4% of youths in Nigeria were unemployed. Now, do you, in your opinion, think can confidently say that government at all levels is doing enough to ensure that our youths are adequately employed?
Well, like I know,
and lastly, sir, what is the Nigeria of your dream?
like I know, as chairman of Senate Committee on Youth Development, like I know from our own committee, what we have done, government cannot employ Nigerian youth. We know how many universities and polytechnics and colleges of education we have. And every year they are churning out graduates. I oversight NYC. Currently, between now, they are having not less than 74,000 Nigerian youth that are in various camps, and they will be graduating the labor market. So definitely, it's not government alone that can employ the youth. First, the curriculum in the schools must gear towards training Nigerian youth to be able to, especially in technology, in science, computer, and so on and so forth, to serve as such. That is one. Then you would have learned a trade ardently, not 2 week training. It's going to be maybe throughout your stay in service. You learn the trade, you become a master or mistress in it, and then when you are exiting, you are given a startup fund. You will go and set your own up, and you can become.
So you are self-sufficient.
Yes, and you can become a employer. That one is enough. Already we have done with it, so we are only putting the papers together now for presidential asset. That one is there. Then the youth, about 110 billion to youth of Nigeria. Either you are in agriculture or you are in business, then you are given a kind of fund to go and establish yourself. So that one is enough. And again, yes, like we are doing, so many things are doing the same. And I think that because this Senate, when you look at our agenda, we have about 8-pronged agenda. Youth development is seriously one of the agendas that we are pursuing and we are pushing. That's why it is very pertinent for us to make sure that all those legislation that can make Nigerian youth to be well positioned, that we deal with them. And in the broadcast of Mr. President about a youth party, whereby Nigerian youth will come together with the people in government, especially the legislative arm, not only the executive, that we come together. Nigerian youth will tell us the new thing that we know some. We know some, but we have to tell ourselves how those things will be provided, because at times we might then thoughts about how things. Then by the time we are simply, because that had always been the vision of people, not only the youth from time immemorial, that call these youths together now. Let them talk now. Let them say what is in their mind. And then when you look at even governors today, either in the states to the federal, so many young men and women are occupying very good positions.
Right.
If you look at the cabinet of the present regime of President Tinubu, out of the 46 ministers, not less than 18 of them are very young men and women. In the National Assembly here, in fact, when the aggregate of both chambers, we have about 50% of them who are young men and women. So, and when you look at parastatals now, the agencies, 35, 40, all of them are occupying those places now. So that is a way of making sure that the youths are brought into the limelight, they are brought into the politics. So, and once that one is done, because somebody like me, I started as a young man, I was made a local commission when I was 29 years of age. So,
That's it, right.
So definitely, so several of them are now occupying those positions today. So it's no more a situation whereby Nigerian youths are not bothered about anymore. And then my own dream of Nigeria is that I just want a Nigeria whereby nobody will go to bed hungry. I want a Nigeria whereby everybody, no matter your background, you can grow to become the best and able to lead your generation. Because if it happened to me when I was growing up, like I said, at 29 I had already become a local government chairman. So it is my dream that now that the age to even become a local government chairman has been lowered, at least very to become president of Nigeria. So definitely the serious alternative we have is to be here, to stay here and make this place work very well.
Thank you very much, distinguished Senator Adaramodu, for your time. It's been nice talking to you. I guess on today's edition.